Here is my deck list. This is by far my favorite, most used deck in terms of climbing. I've had multiple 7-win streaks with it, and this is the final version of it all. So I already made a profile about it basically before, but ultimately this is what I landed on. I'm making this video because I believe I'm going to try out a different deck to climb the ladder with. Just something a little bit more unique, because I know I can hit plat with this deck pretty consistently. I can also hit plat with some other decks as well. I have other profiles. You guys see them in the replays. They all hit plat. So on the main profile, I want to just maybe do something else. I don't know. Still haven't thought about it. But ultimately, this is the deck. I'm also going to be uploading a video of some replays with me going against some meta decks, Drytron, Outlich, and Trap Tricks. So combo and then, back row decks, and using this to win against it. Still not a perfect deck. Honestly, this deck loses pretty consistently to just Shaddoll Fusion Winda. Like, you literally just play that end your turn, and I'm literally in tears because I don't know how to break that. So without having the last one I faced, I had to normal summon Cyframe Driver to swing over it, and then they just brought out another one, and I was crying again. So it's still pretty much the same concept as before. Your main purpose is to go second, or not necessarily you want to go second. You want to go first. You have Cyframe, you have 2 Gammas and 2 Call by the Graves, because that's all you can have. Otherwise, you should run 3 of each of them. So this way, if you open your Remus and they have an Ash Blossom, cool. Now you get a level 8 Synchro on the board. You can go into your Boreal Savage Dragon a little bit early, and then make your Crystal Wing Synchro Dragon later on. If otherwise you use your Call by the Grave, so that way you can get your combo going. This deck has is optimized to be as consistent as it can be, while also being able to break boards in its best of 1 format. So if you manage to draw, let's say, 2 of these guys, you can still make a pretty decent board with this, even though you're using your normal summon right here. It does require a little bit of flexibility, which, if anybody ever cares, I can make a video on it, but so far I haven't seen it. But if you open up this guy and you don't see your Remus or your Dragon Ravine, you can pretty much still make your full board with this. Though you'll still have to see something like either your Lance, your Whirlwind, or one of your tuners. Preferably you want to see your tuners, because go ahead and start chucking them into the graveyard to get your routine going. The extra deck, I made some changes, and I overall sat on this. So I dropped the Stardust Dragon that I had in here. It was good if you open Gamma and manage to use the effect, but you can't make a board. You can at least make your Stardust Dragon. But I found that most of my hands, if I was able to resolve Gamma, I was able to make a combo. So I didn't need the Stardust, which gave me more room for a turn 5 and 6. So as I mentioned in the video, the main issue I had with my deck was if you broke the board turn 1, I basically lost. And you're gonna see in one of my videos against Drytron, I couldn't even establish my board first turn because they basically locked me out of removing cards from banishing cards, and I needed my glow, and I misplayed pretty hard. But I managed to still come back, and it was because I was running 2 Romulus and basically 2 of all the important Dragunity cards. These are your combo starters, or extenders. You definitely want to have 2 of these. Everything else is a 1 of. I decided to bring in a Striker Dragon. I mean, he's optional, but honestly the reason why was just if I managed to draw, let's say, one of the tuners and I had a Red Eyes in hand, instead of banishing one of the tuners to special summon Red Eyes, I could just banish the Striker Dragon instead. Special summon the tuner back on the board, make a Romulus, and then depending on what else I had in my hand, you know, kind of go from there. If I already had a Dragon Ravine, I can just drop my Dragoonity Glow. If I already had my Glow, I can get Ravine and, you know, try to make a board from there. So it's still pretty flexible. I think I uploaded a video where I had to do something like that in order to make my board. But this is pretty much what I would say is a strong Dragoonity deck. If you wanted to make an even 40, just drop one Koos and just hope that they don't Call by the Grave it or DD Crow it, which I haven't seen anybody use DD Crow in a while. That's the only card I would say you want to drop out of these numbers. Again, you're gonna if you have my luck, you're gonna go second. And if you go second, you want Dark Ruler no more. You want Harpy's Feather Duster. You want Lightning Storm. You want Whirlwind. Honestly, this is the best going second card that I've seen. The only reason I don't play 3 and choose to go second every duel is because some of these boards that people make is too ridiculous. But this card going second is absolutely busted. You know, because you get to special summon a tuner and your wing piece, make your 6, and then you can make a board with Heradic, Crystal Wing, Borreload Savage Dragon, Dragoonity Knight Excelsion, and Adrid Beer, whatever. You can make all of them off of one Whirlwind and literally a handful of spell cards. Like, this is the only thing that you have, and maybe a Triple Tactics Talent, and you'll make a whole board. So this card is absolutely busted, but it's terrible going first unless you have your Sentences in hand. So yeah, this is pretty much the deck that I used, and I think the deck that I'm going to end up playing is going to be this one. It's a 60 card Dragoonity made deck, and honestly it was really just take the same turbo deck. So you can see the number comparisons. You know, I have 2 Phalanx, 2 Koos, 3 of these, 3 Ravines, 2 Lightning Storms, Dark Ruler. You know, it's like I basically copy and pasted that deck over here and then just slapped in the Dragon Mates in there and, you know, altered the extra deck just a bit. And you know, you're probably looking, why do I have an Ultimate Falcon? Waking the Dragon when you're playing a ton of trap cards is pretty clutch. You know, it punishes people for it, and it's actually got some cool utility. I mean, if you happen to have 2 of them, you can actually go Ultimate Falcon and I believe Shiyu, and her negate is still active since you can always flip her into Dragon Maid, so you don't have to worry about not being able to get her back. So it's actually pretty good. Considering that people will get Destroy Happy in the higher ladders. So I want to give this one a try, though most of the duels are just going to end up me being me opening Remus and doing what I've always been doing, but I find that this is not as consistent going second and a little bit harder to go first with, only because it's 60 cards, you won't see your Gamma and Call by the Grave as often, meaning that you're going to get your Remus is going to get ashed. Like, just assume every single hand you're going to get ashed, as I only play 1. Assume that you're going to get ashed. But the cool thing about this deck, if you do get ashed, if you have your Black Metal Dragon, or if you already have your Chamber, or if you have your Parlor. Oh, by the way, play 3 Chambers. I'm just being cheap. Play 3 Chambers. But if you already have one of them in the hand, you basically use your Remus. If they negate it with Ash, cool. Just go into your Dragon Maid stuff. If they don't negate it, great. Now you go into Dragoonity, and then you splash in your Dragon Maid at the end and make your board where you can land on Borreload, Savage Dragon, Heradic Seal, and your Dragon Maid fusion. You have 2 Omni Negates and a bounce. Or if you automatically drew a Dragoonity Glow, you search your Oblique, which is a spell or trap negate, summon your Dragoonity Knight here for your monster negate, And instead, just make your typical Dragoonity board where you'll land on a Him, Borlo, Crystal Wing, and Hieratic Seal. Because this will actually give you a better negate game. Because now you have 2 monster negates, an Omni negate, a Spell Trap negate, and a bounce. And if you're wondering how the heck you can do that with 5 cards in your hand has to be pretty cracked out. You basically need to open like Remus and at least one other Dragoonity card. Oh no, you absolutely have to open up Remus and Glow. Ideally a Gamma to protect yourself and make it a lot more consistent, and any other Wing Beast or Dragon Monster. So it's a pretty stacked hand that you're looking at. You know, you need so many things to go right, but if you have them, that board is absolutely stupid, and unless they can kaiju the entire thing, you know, they can't Dark Ruler no more because you have your trap card. They can't do, you know, Lightning Storm into Raigeki because you have your trap, your Omni negate. You bounce the card, you just negate any of the most important monster. You're pretty much set to go. So I'm gonna give this a try. I'm gonna try to climb the ladder with this deck. Hopefully not get upset and then switch back to the other deck. But yep, just wanted to showcase this. This is what I'm going into season 3 with, and yeah, you know, we're gonna work on it. We're gonna work on an outro. We're gonna work on an outro. Oh, and only 1 lance. You don't want to see as many lances since you don't have as many Dragoonity main deck monsters as you typically would. So. Yeah, any questions, you know, just ask me, and I'm eventually make a profile for the Hieratic Dragons, but I'm still working out the kinks with that because this is literally a go second deck, and I gotta practice that a little bit more. But thanks for watching, and I think I'll upload 2 videos today. So cool.